Hey yo, what's going on guys? My name is Isma and I'd like to welcome you all to episode 44 of my Warhammer 40k Tacticus series. In today's episode, we're going to be playing through the newly released campaign event featuring the Dead God and the Adeptas Mechanicus. So, without further ado, I hope you all enjoy and let's begin. The Adeptas Mechanicus. They are the custodians of all of mankind's technological knowledge, appointed by ancient covenants with the Emperor himself. With great reverence and elaborate ritual, robed tech priests oversee the fabrication, maintenance, and repair of every device crafted by mankind, and view the careful protection of every scrap of ancient information as their religious duty. Strange creations lumber forward at their command. Energies that primitives consider magical are summoned, and technologies from ages best forgotten are unleashed in destructive tempest. Alright, that's an introduction if we've seen one. Alright, so here we go. Forge worlds. Many forge worlds have existed for tens of millennia, bound together by layers of religious fealty and contracts of technological trade. The majority of a forge world's solid ground surface is covered in thousands of years of built up massive industrial complexes, while the rest of the planet is reduced to exploited barren landscapes or toxic wastelands. Nothing can match the quality and quantity of a forge world's industrial output, and as such, they are highly guarded strategic assets and are often primary target for enemy operations. Alright, alright, so here we go with the Plague Marine. My revered brothers, the plan worked. The frothing hordes of the World Eaters have caused an ample distraction. A blessed message, brother. The part of the northern forge structure is finally ripe for our onslaught. Oh, how I am looking forward to witnessing our master's gifts. Bring silence to this world. Alright, so this is how we're gonna do things. Well, sorry, this is the point system and how it works. And yeah, let's do our best. Alright, so for our first move, we move Malthus up and get rid of the first guardsman. And we move up the other two members of the Dead Guard. Okay, secondly, we move Pestilent over here. We use this active to get rid of this one, as well as buff Malus, get rid of those two, and then we use Archie's active to burn the Poxwalkers. Okay, one gets taken down, but the other is able to get us a kill, and pretty done. Alright, so it says we can borrow the required characters if we do not own them. However, we do get a lower score, and we aren't able to complete the mission with all the medals, so that's a bit of a bummer that we can't complete it, but it is still nice that they allow us to use the event characters regardless. Okay, so move up with Pestilent, uses active, then Malus takes out the first turret, and Archie summons, and the Poxwalkers do their thing. And we get a lightning victory with that. Okay, so after we complete the third standard battle, we're gonna unlock a side path to get another mission, which has a decent amount of rewards, but it's gonna be a bit harder, so we'll do our best. Alright, so we now get to use our fourth character. Let's see. Shucks. Alright, we move Nauseous in the middle of everyone. Alright, so let's move. Where should we move Robbone? Let's move Robbone over here. Use Pestilence active. Okay, wow. That was pretty good actually. Ah, I was hoping the Poxwalker would spawn on the opposite side. Oh, oh yeah, and a good thing about Rodbone is that he can actually revive them, so That's the third battle complete. Now let's move on to 3B. Oh, and we have unlocked a chest, which gives us Vitruvius shards, which I am actually pretty excited for because through this event here, I will be able to actually unlock Vitruvius. My brothers, we are detecting movement by the Mechanicus wretches to reinforce their command post. Let us greet them with our finest gifts. Alright, I'm still trying to get used to doing voiceovers, so forgive me if it's a bit cringy. But that being said, let us begin. Okay, so we can use a fourth character. I believe I'm gonna leave in... Yeah, I'm gonna leave in all of the Dead God characters. Okay, so let's bring everyone up here. Attack using Rockbone and Corrodius. We do not eliminate the... what's this guy? The Skitari, but yeah. Okay, so we heal up, attack, get rid of 3 of them, and shucks. Alright. Foxwalker takes him out in one attack, and we move. Alright, so first things first, we move Mechanicus up, then Pestilent and Corrodius. And Redbone is gonna deal a tiny bit of damage there. We skip. Okay, never mind. Okay. Rodbone takes a lump sum of damage. Okay, this is active. I get rid of here. Then bring Rodbone up here, heal him. Ooh. Alright, so when I replay this, I'm gonna have to remember to put Rodbone behind the tanks. While he is tanky himself, he cannot revive himself. So even if the tanks were to fall, he can still revive them. Possibly. Alright. There's the marshal that organizes their forward defenses, my brothers. Alright, only one line of dialogue. Okay, so we can use 5 characters now, so let's bring in Rask to provide a bit of extra protection, and yeah. Okay, so first things first, move up Mechanicus, and should we use his active? I'm not too sure. But we move Rask over here, give everyone a tiny shield. Alright, and let's hold on to his active for a little bit. We skip. Okay, Mechanicus is alive, and we can kill Tangita. Okay. So, get rid of that. Never mind. We almost get rid of that, yeah. But in a sense, it does work out for us because Rask can eliminate him and give everyone a shield. So, that's alright. And that is unfortunate. I do apologize for my horrible positioning of Rask. I'm gonna have to replay this, but I'll most likely leave it out to save everyone a bit of time. Okay, let's just get rid of this one last Skitari and move on to the next one. Skitari. Once forcibly indentured laborers or else fat grown in mass flesh farms, Skitari serve their forge world zealously loyal and fanatically devoted to the cause Mechanicus. Their masters refashion their bodies as needed, replacing fallible flesh with titanium servo motors and bionic muscle structure, and define protocols and parameters for their engagements. Though they are not mindless automatons, experienced Skitari marshals can conduct independent operations while Sicarian Ruststalkers hunt as sinister gladiatorial assassins. Alright, so we've gotten a decent amount of Tangita shards, and we could also farm his shards again. once we have the time, or whenever the event comes back around. So, yeah. This canyon will be the best vector for our advance. It leads us into the belly of the aching machine. Alright. Okay, so we're back to the tree unit team. So our first move is going to move everyone into a cluster and attack using Mechanicus. Almost eliminated that Scutari over there, but they are pretty tanky. Alright, let's skip. Okay, so this is going to be a perfect spot to use his active. I was hoping we would have gotten rid of 3, but oh well. And the Poxwalker did not go where I wanted it to. Alright, but we still get a lightning victory, so all's well and good. Alright, so it looks like we have a new enemy, the Tech Priest Engines here. He has the Mechanic and Mechanical traits. One of his passives allows him to gain Machine Vengeance, which whenever an adjacent friendly unit gets defeated, he gains 5% additional damage, so that's something to keep in mind. And his second passive, whenever he repairs another unit, it transfers all levels of Machine Vengeance to the affected unit. So yeah, let's begin. Okay, so first we're gonna move up Archibald, and let's put Malgus in front, attack with Archie, and then move up here. Now one good thing about going against the engines here is that they are a bit weaker than the Skitari, so they should be easier to take out. Alright, Pestilence takes a decent amount of damage, but we should still win this. Good. Thank goodness for the resilient trait. Alright, so for this battle we're gonna go against 4 Tech Priest Agencies as well as 4 Skitari Vanguard. Okay, so our first move is to move up Mechanicus and see how much further we can carry up everyone else. Attack here and skip. Alright, well this should be a good spot to use Mechanicus. First we heal up everyone, use Pestilence active, and then move Mechanicus over here and attack regularly. Next we're gonna attack the Skitari and get rid of him. Okay, so in this turn we're gonna use his active to get rid of these 3. Bone gets rid of this one. And that was a waste. I was hoping one of the Poxwalkers would have spawned close by to get rid of one of the Skitari. Oh well. Right, let's move on. Alright, so I actually forgot to do level 3B, so let's go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so let's see. We have some last turrets. We can bring 5 characters, so that is good. So let's move around some of our characters. Let's try this. Okay, so move Mechanicus, then move Mesa, bring everyone around here, and move Rosk over here. Okay, we skip. Alright, so let's move Mechanicus take some shots from the large cannons. Move Mesa here, Archie here, Rask here, and Estelon. Okay, we do get a box with a summon in a decent spot this time. So kind of hoping Maldus would have taken out that one. Okay, so we're gonna move Mesa and use his active here. Secondly, we're going to bring Malladus up here and get rid of this last cannon. And we get rid of these other two using the rest of our characters. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get a lightning victory, but at least Mesa survived. The red planet is the foundation stone of the Adeptas Mechanicus, and is vaunted as one of the holiest of all celestial orbs by its adherents, second only to Terra itself. Mars' arrogant tech priests see themselves as the most blessed of the followers, to which all must pay an exacting measure of respect and the resources. Surrounding Mars' equator and incorporating the moon of Phobos is the Ring of Iron, most notable for the huge warships built along its length in gigantic suspended docks. Alright, that's a little bit of insight on who the AdMech are. Let's proceed. Alright, so Rodbone takes a bit of damage, but he is still alive, so all is well. Use Curtis is active. Then we attack using Archie and Malice. The rest of the AdMech move up. Pestilence takes a good amount of damage. And Archibald summons do nothing. Get rid of these two. Take out this one and we... yeah, let's take out this one. And the reason I did that is because Pestilence was out of range of the only ranged attacker. Alright, let's move on. Alright, boss battle. So we're gonna go against Exeter Row, and one thing I do like about this is that on the first battle you can gain a ton of shots. Binherrick Squall. I am not going to do that. Compliance. Commencing target elimination. Alright, so this is a 5-unit battle, and let's just change our positioning. Yeah, that's good. Alright, so we're not in range of anyone except this one Skitari, so we're gonna move over Maldus and take him out. Oh, actually we are in range with Mesa, and we're gonna move Rask here to give Mesa a shield so that he doesn't die, and bring a summon in to cause a distraction. Alright, nice. So, well, first things first, we are going to attack using Mesa, and then get rid of one of the Vanguard. Okay, let's get rid of this engines here, and then we're gonna eliminate Exetor with Malladus. Should be enough. Never mind. Okay, this is embarrassing. 15 HP, and his active was enough to fully eliminate Rask. My revered brothers, their planetary defense cannons are still hindering our fleet from proceeding. Has your advance been fruitful? Have faith, brother. We have reached the northern forge. The defenses will be given their long-deserved final rest. Alright, so here we have some Electro Priest. They perform basically a second melee attack to an adjacent target, so basically a melee psychic attack that also suppresses, and if they get healed, they only receive half the amount of health but get an additional hit in the other turn, and they are resilient. They are gonna be annoying. Let's see. Should we bring Asco? Asco doesn't seem that bad. So let's try it out. Okay, move up. Resilient. Oh well. We still have 3 turns, so not too bad. And let's skip. Alright, so we're gonna use Asco's ability here. And we take it as priest using Meldis and move Pestilent as well as use his active. And all that's left are those 3. Alright, Asco eliminates 2 of them. Pestilent gets rid of the final one. Alright, so for this current level, it looks like it's going to be a bit of a pain because we have 9 Electro Priests to go against. Alright, let's go like this and begin. Now gonna move up Mesa first. Okay, he crits and gets rid of 1. Move up, that's 2 down. Gonna move here and get rid of this one as well as this one. Alright, Mesa is still alive, which is good. But what I need right now is to get a couple of good summons out of AdMech. I only got 1, which is disappointing. I don't think Mesa's gonna make it. I was hoping to get at least 2 so that the electric race will target. Oh, okay. Well, we still have a shot. We're gonna have to move Mesa all the way down and move Archie in front of him. Okay, we do have chance. Thank goodness for his resilient trait. And we managed to beat it without losing anyone. Nice. Alright, so we have a couple of Electro Priests and some Tech Priest Agencies. So let's see. Okay, makes the crits, but still isn't enough to overkill. Let's skip. Alright, so we're gonna use active Meldis over here. And then we're gonna move up, use this, get rid of 1, and get rid of... Ooh, I thought we was gonna get rid of those 2, but... Oh well. Alright, this should be an easy win for us. And it is. Alright, so about to enter challenge node 13B. And we have a 5 units squad. Okay, so firstly we move Meldis. And after that we're gonna bring Mesa here, followed by Pestilent. And we're gonna bring Rask here to give Mesa a shield because he is a bit squishy. Oh, well, I guess that shield really did help. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna try to get him as low as possible so that Rask can kill one of them. That way Mesa does get a shield and he doesn't get eliminated, but actually I don't think he would. No, he could because of the Tech Priest. Alright, so we're gonna use his active, which did absolutely nothing. Okay, but unfortunately for us, none of the Tech Priest residual hits did not hit Mesa, so that is good. Let's see. First, bring Mesa here, get rid of this one, then bring up Pestilent. Okay, we're gonna attack with Rask, and then we're gonna use Pestilent's active. and hopefully, nice. Okay, so here we go. First, we're gonna move up Malleus and Pestilence, get rid of that Electro Priest, and put everyone in a cluster, then skip. Alright, so actually, first we do that, then let's see. We attack with Mesa, get rid of this one, move here, and we move over Malice. Is active here. Alright, so Mesa gets rid of him, Malice gets rid of this one, and Pestilence with Archbold gets rid of the last. Alright, here we go. Move up Pestilence and Malice, get rid of this one, and move up the other two as well. Okay, Pestilence takes a large amount of damage, so we're gonna basically move everyone around him, use his active, then we're gonna use Mace's active, get rid of this one, and summon. And this was a pretty easy level, so let's move on. Battle 17, we're going against Adeptas, and after we beat this battle, we can farm some shards, so that's good. Thus we invoke the Master of all knowledge. Twirls the bell 7 times. Well, someone got mad. Unspeakable, defend the divine work, eradicate the heretics. Right, here we go. 5-unit battle. Yeah, that should work. Alright. So, move up Malleus and Pestilence. Okay, get rid of this engines here. Then we move Archibald here, here, and then we move Rask in front. Alright, so first off, let's see. Gonna move Rask here, gonna move Pestilence here. Use this active. Get rid of this one with Malleus. And with Mesa, gonna use this active. And then it's regular attack. Archibald. Takes out this one. And unfortunately, I do not protect Mesa, so he's dead. Alright, well, let's try to clean this up. Okay, so next turn, that Electro Priest is going to be taken out by the fire. And we get rid of these guys. All that's left are Adeptas, and there's one engines here. But I do not think we will be able to get a lightning victory, because well, that was one factor there. Actually, nah. An ancient order. The fate of the cult Mechanicus is founded on dogma and rot, repeated without change over more than 10,000 years. While true understanding of many of their practices has long since vanished under a smothering blanket of ritual and half-remembered mummery, priests soothe the intraceable machine spirits of cogitators, reignite the fiery hearts of reluctant generatora, and forge the material used by the Imperium's armies as much with sprays of holy incense and binary chants as with technical skill. Alright, let's move on. Alright, so 5-unit battle, let's go. Back with Malice, get rid of this first Electro Priest, move up Archibald, and move everyone surrounding him. Now let's skip. Okay, so first we're gonna use Ross. Actually, no. First we're gonna bring Pestilon here, use his active ability. Then take out that one. Then we use Mesa's attacks to get rid of a Skitari. Alright, Mesa goes down unfortunately. We get rid of this Death Priest here. Then Malidus gets rid of that one. Alright, so we move Archibald here and skip. Now we get rid of this tech. Okay, never mind. We don't get rid of that Tech Priest. So we're gonna have to wait one more turn. And now it's over. My brothers, our forces have broken through another section, close to your position. But the servants of the false emperor insist on resisting heavily. Okay, so firstly we move up Malidus, followed by Pestilon, and then Corodius, Rockbone, and we attack Malidus. We get rid of one of them. Pestilon doesn't deal too much damage. And finally we're gonna move Rask over here to give Pestilon an Archer shield. Oh, and we also got a couple Trader Guardsmen, I now realize. Wow, they are strong. Alright, so we move here, use Maldus' active to get rid of that Electro Priest, as well as the Skitari. Rask, we move him up here. Archibald, we move him over here, and Rockbone here. So just in case Pestilon dies. Alright, we skip now. I actually forgot to attack using Rask, my bad. But we are able to eliminate the Skitari this turn. Alright, so actually first let's get rid of this one here. Nice. Now we're gonna move up Pestilon, and Maldus, in addition to him, takes load out, and Rockbone eliminates the final. Alright, let's move on. Okay, let's begin. So first up, we're gonna move up Malidus, next to a Skitari, move up Rockbone, Pestilon, Archibald, and Mesa. Okay, we skip. Malidus takes a decent amount of damage, but still alive. We use Pestilon's active. We get rid of this Electro Priest here, and with Mesa, get rid of this one. Oh, and Malidus takes out this one. So all that's left are the two Skitari, and Malidus should survive the attack. Just barely, but we did, so get rid of this one with Mesa, and then we use the active over here. And we move on. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I decided I'm going to save the final 10 campaign battles for our next video. I've already done a decent amount of them. Oh, and also in our next video we're going to go against Sagak on our first boss node, which he is a character that we haven't seen as yet in the game, so that's cool. And I would also like to open these. It's been a while since I've done a rec opening, but it's a bit different because these are blast requisitions, pretty new to the game. Okay, so in our first crate we get 40 Ascor shards, followed by 10 Talmarcus shards, a Common and Rex, 10 Lucian shards, 10 Winged Perm shards, 20 Sybil shards, 5 Rask shards, 5 Asmodai shards, 5 Parasite of Mortar shards, and finally we get a duplicate of Abraxas. That's not bad, honestly. Got 130 shards, so I believe I should be able to level them up to legendary. Well, once I get enough legendary orbs, that is. And to end off this video, I would like to do some character upgrades. So first off, we're gonna send Curtis Golden. He is now of epic rarity. Okay, so now we can equip him with 2 of the plated greaves, epic rarity, and unfortunately I do not have any, so I'll have to wait on those. But next up, we are gonna send Aleph Null. We have a decent amount of epic characters that we need to send to epic rarity, but Aleph Null is one of those that is gonna be useful for legendary events, which are currently my favorite event. Alright, here we go. Next one we're gonna send is Snapwrecker, also gonna be useful for legendary events, and we can also promote him. We have a lot of shards accumulated, so yeah, that's nice. Okay, and once more. And we are still left with 590 shards. Oh, we can also promote him to legendary, but I'll keep those legendary orbs for someone else. Next up, we are gonna send Holland. I've been liking the Gene Stealers a lot since more and more characters have been released. They're one of my favorites right now. And we can also upgrade Volk's Flesh Metal Guns to level 26. We are also gonna send Gibber Scraps to legendary. And you know what? Why not send Snapwrecker to legendary while we're here? We don't have a lot of shards for him, so let's put them to use. We're also gonna upgrade Ragnar's passive to level 17. And we are also gonna promote Thaddeus Noble to 3 red stars. Also, on Shi's active ability, Inspired by Greatness, we can level that up 3 times. Additionally, we can also promote Corodius to 1 red star. Also, we're gonna upgrade Elduran's active to level 35. We're also gonna take Barrichel's active ability up a couple levels. Okay, we've upgraded it 4 times, which is a pretty sizable increase. Additionally, we can also promote Rask to 3 red stars. Additionally, I'm gonna upgrade Incis's combat restoratives to a decent amount, because even though he isn't the best healer, he is my best healer at the moment, because I'm not really planning to take Nicodemus out that much, so Incisus is gonna be my go-to for now. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that's gonna be all the upgrades for today. I'm not gonna upgrade his passive because I want to get his active all the way up first. And yeah, so today was a decently long video. We started a new type of campaign, which was a pretty nice addition, I'd say. Even though I wish it would have been a permanent campaign, can't complain for farmable character shards, so yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna end today's video here. I do hope you all enjoyed. I will continue the last 10 battles of the campaign in my next video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.